Baruch Fleshman here at the Tikkun Elevator Kolal, and these are Shiurim, for the month of Elul. We're beginning the Shir here with a Sefer which is of the ARI HaKodesh, which is called Shaar Hagilgulim. There's also a Sefer called Sefer Hagilgulim. Not sure I know which is the difference between the two. All I know is about this. And this is put out by the rabbis at the Matuk Midrash people. So there's going to be some explanations here. Give us an idea of what's going on in Shaar Hagilgulim. Let's open it up like this, and it says like this. Now, I'm not sure the reason. I kind of went through the beginning here, the forwards here, is that each one of the different ideas that the Holy Ari is going to bring forth to us is going to be called a Hakdama. Hakdama means an introduction. So however it is, let me see if I can get this down a little bit better. Whatever it is, it's going to be an introduction of, but there's many of them. This is Hakdama Aleph, and this is the beginning of the Sefer. So, right there. So, let's read along, and I invite you to read with me because we're learning together. The Shem Yichud Kutri Barichu V'Shkinte. Let's say, so there should be a Yichud that between the Kutri Barichu V'Shkinte, which means the male force of the year, and the female, that's called mating. Yichud Shalim, with a complete internal and total yichud, uniting themselves so that you couldn't tell one from the other, that they're completely mixed. The Shem called Yisrael in the name of all of the Jewish people. Says Hareni wrote to Be'ezaz Hashem. So this is the Matuk Midrash of writing here. And he writes up at the top, of course, again, the Siyata the Shemaya. So this is Rabbi Daniel Frisch who is writing. And he says, Rotza Me'ezes Hashem Yisbarach Shemo, the Farish has a Sefer Shaar Hagilgulim. I want to explain here now what's going to happen. This Sefer called Shaar Hagilgulim, Meharizal, which come from the Holy Ari. Shuhu Shaar Hashmini, which is he writes in parenthesis, is the 8th Shaar. Shuhu Shaar Ha'achron, which is the last Shaar. Meshmona Sha'arim, from the 8 different Sha'arim which were set up by Shasida Rabbi Chaim Vital, that was said by Rabbi Chaim Vital. In other words, he's quoting the Rizal here. These are all based on the ideas of the Ari. The Makom Secherim in other places. The also another, according to the words also of another tremendous rabbi, is called who wrote a sefer called The Children of Aaron. Who are of the great men, the wise men of Bavel, Hanikra Rabbi Shimon Anasi. That's of this person also. V'kavanti, what I want to do here is the asos nachas ruch l'habare, to bring a pleasant spirit, an offering of pleasantness to my Creator. He's Baruch, but his name be blessed. Shema. V'yehi Hashem Elokeinu imanu, so that Hashem Elokeinu, our God, will be with us. V'yatzilena mishkius, that he should also save us from possibly errors, v'toyos, misdirections, and we call mechshalos, all different kinds of stumbling blocks, opinions and things in our way. V'azreinu al davar kavod shema. So help us for the purpose of the glory of His holy name. Shenizke the virus divrei Sefer HaKodesh hazeh, that we'll be able to explain this Sefer HaKodesh karoi properly, of a beer kal, in a very, very easy, a light, understandable explanation. The nizke the hotzil the or behektem. So the first I want to bring out this right. Kadesh yeh muchan, so we prepared a move on an understanding. Lokol elu harotzim bekarvus Hashem. So this, in other words, he wants to make it acceptable, something that we, us lowly people, can digest and take in. So his binding to understand the lachasik and reach the place. Ayidei halimad hakodesh is through this limit itself, that there be a very high elevation for us. As Eric Kedushas, the Gedulat Nishmas Adam, and this would be in relationship to the greatness of the soul of a man. The Kilkula V'Tikunev, and then also the fact that we live in a world of corruption, and we become corrupted. And so therefore V'Kilkulim, those things are corrupted, but also the remedies for them. V'leton tam metikus kedusha pnim chusatayra kedusha, and to taste the taste of the sweetness of the panemius, the real inside core of the kedusha, the Torah kedusha. Hashem, so to let the pleasantness of Hashem, Elokeinu, our God, Aleinu, let this call come upon us, and then the work of our hands, here we're writing and we're thinking, become like a nest for us, and then our hands be able to gather it all together. So let me see if I can get down a little bit closer, maybe we could see it better. So now we come to another Hakdama. That is the Hakdama of the Matak Medavash, and this is an intro. So it's brought in the Torah, Lukutei Torah. Adam, when man was created, it says like this in the Torah, in the Emer Naaseh B'Lashon Rabin. Naaseh means let us make, so it's plural. Below the Emer came B'Kol Shar HaNivraim, but in regards to making anything else, the concept of two is not mentioned at all. It's never Naaseh up in plural. Ki Kol Ha'olomos Ein Bechem Koich L'Chasig. So all of the different, the worlds of hiddenness that we are talking about, Ein Bechem Koich, they do not have the power, L'Chasig, to be able to be reached, or to reach, Ela ki kol echad es madregaso levad. In other words, that each one can only reach its own level, reach the top of its level. And they can't reach, in other words, the hidden worlds are each one is one contained inside each one inside the next. They really have nothing to do. They don't have any intercourse back and forth between them. But that's the way all the worlds are. But that's not the case by man. Because this is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. Yasid as kol ha'olomos, that the person should be able to reach beyond this physical world in which we live in, to all of the worlds are beyond, v'yichshar as kulam, and tie them all together. Why? Kedei behan ha'nasa yanhig, because of the way that he's able to. Let me see if I my glasses are not strong. Han hagaso, that in the way that things that the world runs. Yanhig as called the holomos, he'll see what the power is that is moving everything. Im letov, im leroa, whether it's something good or maybe it's not going to be so good, maybe it's something bad. It came because this is what the Ratzon, the will of the Almighty, ultimate Ein Sof Baruch Hu, which is hidden, wants. B'chein tziva HaKadosh Baruch Hu called Lomos, so therefore HaKadosh Baruch Hu commanded, Yitnu kol echad mechalkam la'adam, let each one of the worlds, that is the worlds which we call Asiya, Yitzira, Bria, and Itzilus, let all of those hidden worlds have a portion in the human man. And this way he'll be able to reach them. In other words, it's possible because we're composed of these other worlds. And so therefore, even though that we're stuck, we're in this physical world with all of its problems. But the ability to be able to reach higher worlds is already planted within it. And to fix with them, and to tie everything together with them. In other words, to go towards oneness. In order to separate from being able to be flawed by the vicissitudes of the world we live in. And all of them, once we are able to attach ourselves to all of these mistaken and far out worlds which ultimately deliver us to where we are, once we realize that the higher worlds are within us to reach, and so all of them really want Rahmanas from the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. So if all of them should be able to merit this, Yegilo, there'd be a tremendous joy. So therefore, here's what we're trying to do. The whole thing is that the people who study Kabbalah have to understand that the basic idea of Kabbalah to bring blessing into the world. And this is done as a result of uniting the opposite forces in the world, black and white, but mostly we understand this as male and female, but all the rest are opposites. Hot and cold, all of them, to be able to bring them together into one prayer, one act which will bring us closer to Hashem. So here we are, Nisyachta Bezun Da'asiyah. So this is the male-female forces of the world that we live in, to bring them together. And he put in the inside of all of them a concept called nefesh. But also there's another world, which is called the world of Yetzirah. And he put a ruach there. So let me go back because I read something slightly wrong. He makes a yichud in the zun v'siyah by bringing inside of them, between the two of them, in our world, that's the male-female, is a concept of nefesh, which is the lowest spiritual form. Then there's also opposites. That's the zun, the zocher and nuk, the male and female of the world of Yetzirah. And so therefore there's going to be a concept of a ruach there. The bria, also the zun, the male-female force of bria, also will make a oneness. But also the neshama, and therefore creates brings into them the concept of a neshama. Also the zun from Etzilus. The keser, also the keser. And we will get to that mimer, God willing, in the next year.